Hey everybody, it's Miss Nikila.
And Mr. Majors.
We want to thank you for joining us today on Speak On It, where we like to keep it fun, keep it real, and keep it aligned with the Word of God. We're in the living room today. We're in the comfy place today.
Yes.
So we want to thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you go over on the Fifth Column Network. We're not on that one particular because it is WrestleMania, like I said in the commercial. So it's all things wrestling over here. We might wrestle a little bit at the end.
Sort of.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I just gave my confession the other day that what's his name was my man crush. The Rock. Can you smell? But he's not a wrestler anymore, so you know.
What a crush that you couldn't even remember his name.
He'll always be a wrestler.
And then one of the young buck kids tried to tell me that he wasn't a wrestler, and I was like, whoa. Come on now. Anyway, I've been the Mrs. Rock for a long time now. I only divorced him recently for Stacy, so anyway.
Right.
Let's move on. So we are going to talk. We're going to do a date night with the Majors. We had a semi date night. We had a couple of fun date nights.
It was good. It was a date night.
Oh my God! Let me tell y'all.
We chilled and ate. So
you want me to tell you what y'all did to me in the movie theater?
Yahoo!
You did to me in the movie theater.
What I did?
He gave me a Pepsi bottle full of good adult beverage.
Water.
So then I'm sitting beside another girl who is loud as heck in the movie theater. And so between me and her, we were like, oh my God. Like
wow.
Extra loud. So we went to go see Acrimony. Very interesting twist.
It was a good movie. Check it out.
This is how you always have to get two sides to the story. At least three, because it wasn't what I was expecting, but it wasn't a bad movie. I didn't think it was a bad movie.
It was a pretty good movie.
I enjoyed the twist. So
it was entertaining.
You know what? I am so out of order. My producer guy is going to get me. J. Cole. We're going to do an introduction to date night with the Majors. Can we just skip that part?
You want to?
Yeah, might as well. We halfway there already. So we did that, and then we want to run the. We took baby Nick. It was not really a date night. That was like a really great grandparents' day.
Yeah.
You all know our co-producer, baby Nick. He hasn't been on the show for a while lately since we've in the new studio, but I think J. Cole's gonna throw a couple of bitty pictures. We took him on his first Easter egg hunt. Oh my God, I love baby Nick. He was so adorable, wasn't he?
Yeah. He didn't understand when they say go run and get the egg, so he's like,
he's just looking around. He's so polite. He's just looking around and just kind of enjoying himself. So we kind of like ran up on the church. Mm-hmm. It was just a random church. We like to go where our Caucasian brethren go.
We don't even know what church name it was.
I don't even remember. It's on Washington Street. We just seen 11 o'clock start time.
It was like 4 of us out there.
No, it was 1, 2, baby Nick 3, another guy 4 who 5. Does not associate.
And his son.
They don't associate us and they on the outsides of Wakanda. They would not live in Wakanda.
The outskirts.
Yeah. They would deny their Wakandian roots.
Wakandian?
Yeah. Making words up. That's what we do here.
That's how we do it. So baby Nick had a great time, and then he took a
there
picture.
There you go
with
in the yellow.
Yeah.
That's his cousin Janiyah.
Yeah, they were extra cute for Easter. So that's that. So that was our date night stuff. The rest of that was spent in Michaels and Joanne Fabrics.
Well, the Easter egg hunt was last week.
Yeah, Easter egg hunt was last week.
Movie night was last night.
Last night, and that was a good movie.
Yeah, she turned into one of them people that you want to go, shut the up. So I was trying. She was still, did you see that girl?
Yeah, I was loud. I was
very
unruly.
Loud.
Not on purpose. So today's topic is a good one.
Yes.
Can you pay my bills?
No.
Can you pay my telephone bill?
No.
Can you pay my cell phone bill?
That's the same thing.
Oh. Can you pay my automobile?
There you go.
No.
Then maybe we can chill. I don't think you
I'll do without it. So what you got a cell phone for and plenty of lotion.
Plenty of lotion. Oh my God. Anyway, we're about to.
If you got a cell phone, you got dates at your fingertips.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hashtag Tinder.
Yes, sir.
Don't go on Tinder dates. You will end up.
Well, I wasn't talking about Tinder.
No, he was talking about like Pornhub or something. Can I say Pornhub?
I know he was.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's unnecessary. You get the real thing.
But you still got to come out of pocket though for something.
Hey Marcy. Hey Jennifer. Yeah, you for if you take a date.
Yeah. You gotta feed her or something.
So today we are talking about a meme. Our great producer is going to push that in a second. I don't know when it's going to go through, but it's a meme that has come across my timeline. That I mean, I don't know. We're gonna talk about it, but it's basically saying, I don't even have it. Do I have a copy of it? I don't know.
What the meme?
You want to know what that?
Basically
what exactly
saying
does
if
it
you
say?
can't pay my bills,
Um,
you're just a roommate. Is that the one?
all right. You need it? You
I
need
got
to read
it.
Oh, you got it.
I got it. So what it says is the husband is to pay the mortgage, bigger household bills, and the wife should make sure the home and children are well attended and kept intact. All of these new school rules, here's where my real problem comes in at. All of these new school rules of we're 50-50 and splitting bills is complete nonsense. No real man is going to have you splitting bills. How can you be a man? Let's see. How can a man be the head of the household when he's not leading? And the only men who will complain about this are the ones who are not financially stable. Should your husband, quote unquote, fall on hard times, a wife should be able and willing to pick up the pieces. But if he's the head, he needs to be the complete head. I said what I said. Let's argue. That's what the meme says. So that is what we are going to talk
And
about
I bet
today.
that person's single. Guaranteed. She's either single or being cheated on.
Or she been quote picking up the pieces for the last 5 years.
Because he's getting his rap career together.
Right.
40 years old, sagging.
Baby, let me tell you, when I make it big though, it's me
We're
and
gonna
you.
move into that apartment of mine.
Buy you that boat you want. All right. So this meme is basically setting the standard.
What's
I think
up,
that it
Marcy,
has some.
Jennifer, Robert,
Man, you
sorry,
late. She said that like 10
Like
minutes
20
ago.
years.
Aaron Gibson. Didn't say that one.
So this meme like sets stuff out. I think it has some truth to it. I'm gonna let you go first because
I think it's complete. I almost slipped up. I think it's complete BS, honestly, because that's like I said in the post. I don't know. I think it might have been a different one. If a man is paying all the bills and you're just at home chilling, that's a disaster in the making.
Yeah.
You know, just from a lot of things. You know, you at home, it don't take 6 hours to vacuum or to clean up. You know, the whole house at that fact. So you're gonna get bored. You sitting there watching Maury. You know, you can start cheating.
Well, this is opening up a whole can of issues.
It does because you know somebody sits at home all day with nothing to do, they're gonna start looking for alternate affection. If the man is out making to I think to
I dropped my paper one more time.
wow I think to bring in the income for two people is at least $80,000 to $100,000.
More than that.
So if he's making that much, he's never gonna be at home. Then you're gonna have the complaint. Oh, you're never here for me when I need a hug. So your best friend Joe came
When I need
over
a hug.
and I cried on his shoulder and we ended up doing it. Welcome to Maury.
Joe came over to see if I needed some cranberry sauce. And
Exactly.
That sounds like one of those bad black porn themes on the
Yep,
radio
there
set.
you
You
go.
guys remember that? I said porn twice in this
And
show.
then
Now I
I
think that
think-
makes 3 times.
I think it's
Sorry, guys.
disrespectful to the people who fought for women's rights to get out of the house and go work.
Well, I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in on that. I get what you said, and I like to call myself a Christian feminist woman. Believe in Jesus, believe in the head of the household, man, woman, family type deal. But I also believe that women have rights. Now I'm going to say that I think that whatever flows for your household works for your household. I don't have a problem with that.
Definitely.
I don't have a problem with
I understand
women.
that too.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with women staying home. I know some moms, and this is the difference. They're moms who stay at home, but their kids are freaking awesome. Like 25 languages, 15, histories type. I mean, they're like amazing children. They play instruments. They are just so well rounded. You know what I mean? Because the mom is really spending that time with them. But if you just stay at home to stay home, to me, that's when the problem kicks in.
Yeah. And
But-
and the problem with now I agree what you're saying, but when you're just not even married, you're single, and then you say, "Oh, I'm gonna stay at home because you gonna pay all the bills,
That's
and
a problem.
I'm gonna be chilling. So let's hook up." No, we're not hooking up. That's to me. That's where the problem come in. Now, like you, if you say, you know, if that household runs like that, you know, fine. If he says, okay, you can stay home with the kids, I'll bring in the stuff, you get everything, the house together, and that's all good and dandy. But just to put that pressure on the man, oh, you can't pay my bills,
I don't want to be with you.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And I think a lot of women are going to end up single with this because, so my problems that I have with the meme is this, is that, that what?
Robert said cranberry sauce.
So my problem with it is this, is that, okay, I got a lot of problems. But one, we romanticize that relationship our grandparents had. My grandpa took care of it and my grandma never worked. Well, my grandparents were the same way. Grandpa had like 3-4 jobs, you know what I'm saying? But grandma kept the house like tip-top order. When he came home, the food was on the table, the kids stayed clean. You know, like my grandmother said, y'all lazy with y'all kids nowadays. She was like, we was cleaning tongues with baking soda and water. I mean, you know, this was like a daily routine. You know what I'm saying? Like this full routine of cleaning babies, you know what I'm saying? And caring for the home. And if you ever watch the gypsy people, I think it's the gypsy people, they have a show, their women stay home. When I say that house is immaculate, I mean you can eat off the floor. I mean they cleaning baseboards every day, they cleaning ceilings every day, they hitting the corners and vacuuming, and I mean their houses are absolutely beautiful.
But that's their culture though, for the woman to stay. That's how they were
raised,
and that's how they live. You know, black people don't live like it. We wasn't raised like that. I'm sorry.
Well, we were, but even my grandma had an Avon business. You know what I'm saying?
She worked.
She had Tupperware. She had a little money in her pocket, little change. But I don't think a lot of the women are willing to have that sacrifice that our grandmothers had. But they want to stay home, but you don't want to have that sacrifice either. And the biggest problem that I have is that I don't like the fact that it degrades women they do share. Yeah. You know, we share bills. You know, I don't think you any less of a man. I think you a much better man than a lot of the other men I know that might be, you know what I'm saying, making all this money and now if he say I can come home and stay at home, stay at home. But I'm gonna do something though. Even with me, I'm gonna write some more books or something. You know what I mean?
Clean that house and get that food ready.
He gets home at 5 o'clock. At like 4:45, I go in and vacuum and throw some food in the oven.
long as it's done when I get home. You know, we played that game with my mom. She got off at 11, 10 o'clock. We get everything done, and still be in the bed by the time she comes in. So
we eat tacos every night because the meat takes 10 minutes to cook.
Tacos and fish sticks.
That's what it was. Yeah. All hamburgers.
Yeah, and Wendy burgers. So it's really not like back in the day. And then I've heard it said that, you know, and then it's not fair to the men. Men, I'm on your side today. It's not fair. You as a woman, you got your car, you got your, you know, all the things that come along with that maintenance.
Kids,
you got your house, you got your credit card bills, you got all of this stuff, your student loans, you know what I'm saying, your hair did, your nails did, you got all of this stuff that might, you know, you make, I don't know, so much money a year and you barely making it. You know what I'm saying? You living off credit cards, and then you want somebody to come and marry you and take on all of this responsibility plus his responsibility, and you think that that's fair. They ain't even his kids, but you feel like
they don't even like him. They don't even like him.
He don't even like them. Right. Now you feel like you should stay at home.
And they want to be in Jordans.
I have a couple problems with this statement.
What's up?
First of all, it's not so easy just to, if the man loses his job, you all of a sudden pick up the slack. Like,
right.
How are you getting this job that quick that he can't just get another job? So how is that happening when you've been out of the workforce for so long?
Yeah.
Because the best friend came over looking for that cranberry.
Right. James said he was going to give me a job down at the factory working the books.
Yeah.
But my other issue with this is kind of a question is, what is ahead of the household mean?
Right.
Like, you think, what does lead mean to you? Leading means leading by example, but it doesn't mean you take on everything. Leaders delegate. Real leaders. I'm serious. Any good leader is going to delegate responsibility and authority. So
in that case, that would make her the head of the household because she's at home, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the kids, and there. When he get home, all he should have to do is sit down, eat, go to bed, stretch his
man parts,
and go to bed if you want to.
We've already hit our adult content words for the day.
Right. I'm just saying.
We're at our limit already, sir.
I'm just saying it should be done by the time we get home. So he's right. How's he the head of the household?
Yeah.
For me to be head of the household, I gotta, like you said, delegate the work, make sure it gets done, protect, provide. You know, make you happy on. You know, it's everything. You gotta do everything.
And I think, and then I feel like you get upset when it's you know, so he's out working all day, he's out doing his thing, and then he might have to work 2 jobs. Mm-hmm. You know, and so then he come home and now you're like, you never take me out, you never talk to me, you never do all these things. Well, heifer, I gotta work. Can we say heifer? Is that at our adult?
Pair of shoes that you don't even got a fit for.
Right. Being a stay-at-home mom is a hard job. My hat goes out to them. I had to do it for a minute. And I was a stay-at-home mom because I was unemployed, but, you know, I had money coming in. So I always say I was God's wife at the time. You know what I'm saying? Not me to stay at home. It is hard. My first day, I'm like, yeah, I got this. I'm making some food. And Faith was a baby. So I'm making food, and all of a sudden I hear the water running behind me. And I turn around, and Faith is in the sink. She's moved a chair to the sink, and she's in the sink getting her feet wet. And I was like, oh, heck, this ain't for me. Somebody give me a job. ASAP. Like, how did the baby get up in the sink? She's like, kicking and flapping, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this ain't for me. I need a job ASAP. It is hard work being a stay-at-home mom. Let me go work. That's what I'm saying. Let me go out into the workplace. So what do y'all think about men staying at home with the kids?
It's not
J.
good.
Cole says no.
It's not good because in that case, you know, his masculinity is gone. You know,
really?
I think so.
What?
Because
he's like 1953.
No, just because. I mean, it like before, if it works for that household, fine. You know, but him talking to other men, the other men are gonna be like,
wait a minute, hold on 1 second. What? Y'all give us some hearts if you can hear it. Somebody's giving.
No, it's good.
We're good.
I don't know how
sorry.
it went out, but it was only for like a couple seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I gotta interject on that. I gotta interject on
trying
that.
to stay quiet,
but because just from me personally, knowing that there have been guys that I have dated who were much better at the day-to-day care of children. That their motherhood bone, if you will, if we're going to stick to genders, was much stronger than mine. Much stronger. Like, they talk about, like, instead of saying this is what a mom's supposed to do, this is what a dad's supposed to do, there's generally one person who is more involved in the day-to-day care of the kid and one who's more involved in overseeing, if you will. So you're talking about bigger decisions rather than the day-to-day decisions, the day-to-day time being spent. And so I don't think it takes away from a man's masculinity if he's the one who's more involved in the day-to-day stay-at-home care. I've read articles, now granted they were white dudes, but nevertheless, articles were guys who were like, I would prefer to be at home being in the PTA meetings and blah, blah, blah. With that said, it also showcased that if you are the stay-at-home parent, whether you're the guy or the girl, that they're still generating income in some way, usually by using their skills or their hands at home. So I do know some women who they haven't worked. Their husbands at work. They're at home, they are sewing, they're doing hair, they're babysitting, they're doing all these things. They're still generating income. It's just not nearly as much as the person who is going to work. So I don't think it strips their masculinity, because I personally don't see masculinity as being you have to be the one out working and bringing home the paycheck. I do see leadership, though, as more of a spiritual thing rather than full provision of money, if you will. Because if my man has a purpose that ain't generating no income, that doesn't make him any less masculine or any less ability to provide. He's got something he got to do, and if I have the ability to bring in money so that you can work on that, I think that works.
Mm-hmm. Now maybe I said masculinity wrong, so I'm seeing it as he goes out with his homeboys and they like at the bar. Hey, at work today I so and so, and I almost broke my arm under the lift or something. And he's saying, yeah, I braided my daughter's hair.
But it's so when you say that, but it's so cool right now. Like laundry detergent ads are more geared towards single dads. You got the cool single dads on, and this is probably a problem with that mentality. This is probably, and this is not picking on you. I'm not picking on you, but with that mentality, I think is what deters dads from being an active member in their kids' life. I think that it kind of says, oh, you ain't manly. Like you see a lot of young black guys really doing hair. They got hair videos now, natural hair and stuff like that, and that's cool.
That I understand, but for a man to stay home, now I grew.
What if he works from home?
I combed my daughter's hair. I put puff balls. They might have been crooked, but they were puff balls. I tried to braid their hair. I did all of, I was involved in my kids' life, but I still had to go work. Yep. But just as, in a single father, kudos. I'm not dogging them, but they still have to go work.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A man.
You feel strongly about this too, huh?
if it's right for a woman to stay home and a man to pay all his bills, pay all the bills, a man has to go work. He has to do a part-time. He has to get out the house, one way or another. He can still be involved in kids' life, but I think in the eyes of a woman that's not gonna look down at him in some sort of way, he has to go out and make a living.
Let me interject my thoughts while you're thinking.
Because I'm thinking.
And please don't lose your thoughts.
I won't.
I don't feel like maybe the first year, maybe the first 2 years. Because I believe in the whole, if my kid can't communicate something's going on, maybe I shouldn't send them to daycare.
I'm with you.
Okay, so that's okay. I'm not going to fault people for that. But once they're at that point, they need to be in daycare, and everybody needs to be working. Nobody needs to be staying home with that kid. Let that kid go out and live a life and be social and get experiences in the world outside of the house without some parent being over them all day.
Now, and I agree with that. I agree with that to a point, because I've seen some homeschool kids. We do robotics, and there are a lot of homeschooled robotics teams that come around, and you can tell they're so different than the other kids. But that's some of the things that they do to keep those kids social. So they have a little robotics team or a little, sports team or something like that, or the moms will rotate the lessons and things like that. But I do understand that. And then on the other end, I wish I could have stayed home. And the first 5 years, I would say the first 5 years, that reading time, teaching them about math and stuff. I think that first 5 years will be a great time. After that, send them to first grade, but then you have a little something to do outside the house. Be great for a part-time while they in school, and then you home when they get home, and then you have that opportunity to be there for them. I'm really with that idea, and I don't mind a dad being at home. My thought that I had, my little thought bubble, was that sometimes women, we will secretly shame them for he got this business going. Like in the movie last night,
Mm-hmm.
got this great idea, this business going. He ain't brought no food in the house since 1963. He ain't brought no money in the house.
Love 1963.
I don't know what it is about 1963.
It just flows.
I don't know.
a
It was
bit.
a great year or
Okay.
something. But you know, he ain't brought no money in forever, and it's like, look at him over there.
Sleeping. And mad because he sleep.
And then you're mad because you got to go to work.
See?
And you know he's going to go home and do stuff, or you know he's working on school, or you know, but a little bit, this much petty comes out.
And then if it's that much petty that comes out, it's only a matter of time when that dude with a job come. You see him all dirty. you see him in his harness. You know he's sweaty. You know that old sexy thing y'all got going on for men.
Which
Hey,
is
how
not
you
true
doing?
at all, like in real life.
Oh my gosh! And y'all just gone.
That's it. Oh,
That's it. That's all it takes.
I think the problem is nobody sees that taking care of a household is a full-time job.
It's a
And this
full-time
comes from
job.
someone who used to have to work between 60 and 80 hours a week as a single parent, and you're trying to raise a 5 or 6 year old, and you're actively experiencing the struggle of continually dropping the ball
Yes.
on everything because you're trying to do these two things. And so you really learn, like, okay, I can bring home a paycheck. That is evidence of the fruits of my labor, if you will.
Yes.
Like, I have been working. And I think that, and this is coming from witnessing some of people in my circles who do get to stay home as parents, and you know their spouse goes to work, and then they come home, ain't nothing been touched in the house.
Nothing
Kids
done.
still looking snotty. You still got on your hair bonnet
And still got the nerve to be tired.
and tired, and dinner ain't quite done yet.
Almost.
And I think that sets up a pattern of, well, you just at home not doing nothing.
You lazy.
Right, and because if you were indeed taking care of your house and your children, it's a lot of work. And I think sometimes they come home, they don't see the fruits of you being at home. They're like, you ain't doing, and it sets up resentment. And I think that could even happen in reverse. If woman was going to work, she come home and like, okay, so you ain't been to the grocery store, you ain't vacuum nothing. It's,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it is a full-time job, and I don't know if a lot of people treat it as such.
And I actually get angry at the way that people do treat it, because a lot of people don't see it as a full-time job. Being at home all day is hard. And Grandma didn't start her day at 9 o'clock.
She
Grandma
did not.
started that day at like 5.
Before the
4
sun was
o'clock.
up.
She was up. Grandpa had his lunch packed. He had his lunch packed. He had his clothes ironed. He was on his way out the door. She had breakfast ready. She had the kids, and getting them up, and they, what's up?
No, keep on.
Oh, they were bathed, and all of this stuff had to, it is hard. If you had to give me the option between the two, I'm probably gonna say give me a job. Let me go to my little 9 to 5. Let me clock in. Let me make my widgets, and let me go home.
Yes.
And then half-ass it at home. I said, sorry, so I'm over my limit now for real.
Blew
And
the budget. Blew it.
and you don't really understand that till you've done both. Like I said, when I was at home with the kids, it was difficult. It's draining, especially with little kids. They need your full attention. The baby was in the sink, y'all. She was in the sink, and I thought I had this thing under control. It is hard work, and you clean them, and you turn around, and they dirty again. Where'd you get 6 ounces of dirt? And I just cleaned you off. You know what I'm saying? It's hard work, and I think that we belittle that work. And I think for people to say, oh, I'm going to just stay at home and let him take care of me. No, you probably don't want to go to work, because it's hard work.
And you know what makes you value it, though, is if you are single and you're making a lot of money, how much money you're spending for other people to take care of your household. So you talk about daycare, au pairs, Mary Maids, all of this money you're spending for someone who could be at home. And you realize, oh my God, this is a lot of money. And I wish I had someone go to work, and so I could do this, or vice versa.
That's why you teach the kids to clean early.
Yeah.
There it is. We had that discussion. That would be why I would say
Gibson's comment.
That's men. That's all men.
A man would be. We had a discussion that it's not a full-time job for a man, because 9 times out of 10 he's gonna tell them to go pick your mess up, and a woman will go pick the mess up for him.
Oh.
You know?
That was from way back in the gallery.
So that's why I thought we had this debate one night we was going home that I didn't see if a man was a stay-at-home dad that it wouldn't be a 8-hour day job.
Let me tell you.
Because if you got 3 kids, they make a mess, the man would be like, hey, you get that up. The
this
second one,
mama face.
get it up. And he's gonna delegate that work.
Y'all swear it act like a well-oiled machine, and it does not.
With a man, with a stern man that was raised
with the
belt
that goes on around
with the belt. That was raised with a belt, he will make them kids get it up. Now the first couple of times he'll probably get it up, but after that you'd be like, hey, you just get your toys up, get them out of the living room, go put them in your room, go clean up your room.
Well, then the man should really be at home. I will go work the job and make the widgets. 2 jobs if I have to.
That's why a man can't see it being an 8-hour day.
And then you can stay home with the kids and
no, because you're not gonna look at me like.
No, when I come home,
you're not gonna look at me less than when I come home. Let
the kids be fed and you be half naked, and then we good. What? And some food. I'm good.
But I think it's beyond just housework. When you're talking about taking care of a home, it's beyond grocery shopping. It's beyond cleaning the house. It's now when the kids get home, there's homework to be done. Yeah. There's all kinds of things. There's meetings to go to. There's to be more involved in your kids' education. Like, I wish I had time to be more involved in these different activities. You don't got that time.
No.
So it's more than just that. So it really does make it an 8-hour day because ain't nobody talking about taking care of said spouse who's at work. You still gotta take care of this nigga? Yeah. Adding hours to make up the 8-hour day.
Yes.
What did you say about grandma? Making lunches,
ironing clothes.
You dropping off dry cleaning, picking up dry.
Yeah, but
it totally makes it. So all the work you're doing at work to manage up and manage down is happening at home to manage up and manage down.
It is more than 8 hours a day. Cause as soon as you lay down, little Johnny got a cold. So who got to do it? I got to get up and get it because remember I'm the stay-at-home mom. You the one ain't gonna be doing nothing all day tomorrow. So you go get up and get with the baby. So now it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I got the baby. I'm bouncing on, and I ain't got no sleep. Then my morning starts when the baby wakes up in 3 more hours because they never sleep. How do y'all never sleep? No one knows. The baby back up again. Now you done had your little 8 hours of sleep. You good. You out the door. But I still got this whole day. And it's a cycle. It is hard work.
Ma'am.
Although this right here is about to blow this out the...
Not to be gesturing in such a violent manner.
And she already talking about stabbing me.
We have a no violence policy.
Sorry. I'm sorry. No. Wait till we get in this car.
And don't forget, we got laundry to do when you get home.
And I'm folded.
I already got laundry in the washer.
You do?
I sure do.
He does it better than I do. Let me tell y'all something.
But I'm not gonna be a stay-at-home dad. It ain't happening.
Let me tell y'all something.
I don't like kids.
As we sit here right now, we see the.
I love kids.
He would be better at it.
Relationship because I tell them how it is. Get up and get your stuff done.
I'm gonna read this. I'm just gonna bypass what we're talking about. I'm gonna read Eric Gibson. There I go with that violent hand.
His comment goes to what Chesney was saying earlier too.
Okay. My wife is a stay-at-home wife, but what she does is a full-time job. 2 kids at home, 1 homeschooled house is always super clean. Dishes are in the cabinets. All my clothes are hung in the closet. She's already amazing. Meals are cooked every night, all while being loyal and loving to my big giant ass. Now I said ass twice, but that's what he said. It works because of the trust we have for each other. My wife has her friends and spends time with them often, but not in the club getting lit, but as a grown married woman enjoying her time.
Now let me tell you.
Let's applaud his wife first off.
Now, I don't blame
That's amazing.
I don't blame him because Aaron Gibson's hands are like this big.
He was like in the NFL or something,
huge.
was he?
I used to jump on his back in high school. That's how big he is. So, yeah, she's going to do it. Now, I'm just playing with you, Aaron. It got to work for the family. You know what I'm saying? But where my issue came in at is where the woman just flat out say, "Oh, you can't pay my bills."
Then you're not a real man.
So if it works for your family, kudos. I love it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking that.
Because I think what'll happen, ladies, is you will find out that you will end up very single because there are a lot of great men, but you're gonna have to pay a light bill, homie. You're gonna have to pay some car insurance. Right,
at least half.
And you know, so if he a roommate, then I guess we're gonna be roommates because not only do I pick up on some of the bills, but he picks up on some of the housework. I come home.
What's up, Justin Van Winkle?
We arguing over who gonna wash the dishes. We don't do that anymore. We got the kids.
We don't argue. She argues over who's gonna wash the dishes.
Not anymore. I made a calendar and it changed my whole life, color coded with everything. So anyway, that's a whole nother day. But you know, we share that work. We share that responsibility together. Yeah. And so I think that that's what it is. If you meet somebody and they can pay all the bills and y'all have a lifestyle that's pleasing to you and
he says or she says, stay home. I got everything.
Okay, cool.
Good. But as you know, saying, oh no, I'm staying home, I'm not working.
Or I've been taking care of myself for forever, now I'm ready for somebody else to do it. These are not good reasons.
I'm going to watch Maury today.
That you're going to get picked up by the next sugar daddy or the next sponsor.
Yeah.
Are they called sponsors?
Or get catfished.
You will be with somebody who will beat you because they stuff ain't done.
Dang.
I'm just saying.
Help me.
So we were talking about everything. So another point you wanted to bring up. So one of my friends was making all of these jokes. Like this was the day of the joke with this meme going on. So he was like, so if he pay all the bills, you better be in before the street lights are on. If he pay all the bills, you better ask him before you get a cup of water.
That's right.
All of these kind of things, little funny things because they're your parent now at this point.
Exactly right.
And so then we were looking at women changing their appearance for men. So do you feel like that as a woman in that situation that then at that point she needs to really kind of
look good.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Got caught up in the moment.
Oh wow! Look at that. He's distracted. So with that, do you feel like a woman is then at the I don't want to say beck and call, but the mercy of
yes.
You think so?
Yes, definitely.
So what about him being at the mercy of what she wants financially because she's at home with the kids? I think every man should have to step. I think when you do maternity leave, I think the first 6 months should be the woman, and then the next 6 months should be the man.
That's actually a law, isn't it? To where
the man can get some time off.
The man can take the time off to stay home with
I think I should have to. And when I come home, I want the house clean.
Well, if a man stayed home, if a man stayed home, the house would be clean. So you wouldn't have to say nothing.
Ooh. So you say real men are going to clean up?
Yes.
So do you, okay, then they should. I mean, everybody should participate. So we were also talking about the women like changing her hair and changing herself physically to keep her man. What do you think about that? I believe, now I might say this wrong, that should be part of the woman. If before they even get married, he should know, is she going to change her stuff up? Is she going to cut her hair or change up every once in a while? A man needs that. A man needs what?
He needs to see you different.
Really?
Yes. You cannot look the exact same every month, all year long. You have to do something different. You have to, because if he gets bored at home, his wandering eye is going to lead him astray.
Interesting.
Yes.
Most men want a woman to keep her hair long, like this haircut that I did.
Now I'm not saying necessarily cut your hair, but you got to change up a style. You got to put on some different makeup or whatever. You got to keep it. You got to change it up. Yeah, be fresh. You got to be fresh. Make him look at you. Make him be like, ooh.
Do you think a woman is obligated to her husband to do the things that he likes, like Waiting to Exhale? Was it Waiting to Exhale? And she got her hair cut. And she was like, for 11 years is that Waiting to Exhale?
Sure.
Okay. 11 years I've been growing my hair the way he wanted.
Candace says that's nonsense. Just because he pays the bills doesn't mean she's his property.
When you're married, you're his property.
Yeah, you took his name. But
Mrs. Oh my God, don't get me started.
Not as his property.
Don't get me started. I always was one of those women. I was one of those women and I was like, I'm not going to be Mrs. M-R-S. Because you know why? That means that I am Mr. Only thing that's missing is the apostrophe. Mr. apostrophe S. Smith. I belong to Mr. Smith.
Until I stepped on the scene.
No, I'm only being kind. Because I love you.
It's still until I stepped on the scene.
We have to do a battle of the sexes episode. Like we have to get several people in the studio.
I agree.
No, seriously, and divide. Like Stacey represents the men, you represent the women, and really like
Go
get
ahead.
a bunch of stuff. Yeah, like get a bunch of topics and go. We have to do it because
We're down for that.
Because a man, men have to see something different.
we're visual creatures.
We have to see something different. Now, haircut, lay it down on the side and put a braid over here or something. Do something different.
You know who will not be styling my hair for the wedding?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Slick a
you
girl
got
over
to-
here.
And I told you early, that's what you do. You change it up, you know.
Yeah. This was really drastic, but I think I've cut my hair this short before.
Yeah, you've had your
This would have been a deal breaker for a lot of men. You know, I might have got away with it
Now,
with
I
some of
wouldn't
them
say
be
a
like,
deal
you know,
breaker.
Oh, it's some men are deal
Yeah,
breakers.
it's true.
Deal
Okay,
breaker.
okay.
I told you, you are an exception to the rule. That's what he don't understand. Like, he's an exception to the rule kind of guy. You like, oh no, that's possible. Anything is possible in his
Candace
world.
says she's down.
Candace
What's up,
is coming.
Marcellus?
You
Yeah.
know, but this would have been a deal breaker, most definitely. I was watching another show where the woman had to stay a certain weight, and that's a reality as well.
Yeah, but I mean,
And it's always the men that are working all day, paying all the bills, and the wife stays at home.
Yeah, I mean, wait. I'm not that. Me personally, I'm not that.
No, because y'all should see how he
Different.
feeds me.
You gotta feed them.
It's like 30 pounds over this relationship, probably a good 20. Yeah.
But you know, you eat good.
I eat too good. Like
Okay,
this,
we ain't gonna get into that.
My little wrinkled
But-
shirt is struggling down below.
I mean, I'm not that much of a. You gotta stay 150 pounds. You know,
That's what
just
my
an
driver's
example.
license says. I thought of changing it one time, but I was like, speak those things that are not as though they are. My driver's license is walked by faith. Yeah, keep it quick. Don't say nothing. You got my eyes watering now. I can't even see people.
Okay, I gotta say.
Your eyes stay watering.
Can you
I know.
imagine that person saying, what's your eye color? Brown. How much you weigh? 150.
They just look most days. I'm like, do I have to change? She's like, girl, no.
And then he turned around and be like, girl, she said she 150.
Oh, this driver's license doesn't belong to her. She said she's 150. Whose license are you using, ma'am? I'm using my sister's license. Anyway, whatever. I can get back there. Anyway.
I know you can.
It was like in high school or something. Pre-baby.
We all was at this size in high school.
So anyway, we are about ready to wrap up for the show today, okay? So basically what we have come to the conclusion of is don't be one of those lazy chicks. If you want to stay home with the kids, that's awesome. No one is knocking that. No one is saying that. And really whatever works for your household and your relationship is what's best for you.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, if it works, run with it.
Just don't downgrade a man because he don't overlook them because they work and they have like a job that's not gonna support you, somebody
And all
else's 3
6 of your kids, right?
Yeah, and your Macy's bill
And
and,
his
your
kids.
credit cards and your insurance and your raggedy little truck that you bought that you didn't ask him about, but now you got a $200, you know what I'm saying, dollar. You bringing all of this stuff to the table and feeling like it's his obligation to pay for it, and then if he can't pay for it, he's not a real man.
Right.
When you gonna end up with a real fake man that can pay all of your bills,
And
but
be at the brothels in Las
does
Vegas.
anybody go to brothels anymore?
I don't know if that's what they
Yes.
call.
Yes.
The
Brothels
brothels.
people do.
Yes.
The
Oh, okay.
old boy from the NBA was out there and kept taking Viagra or whatever. Went brain dead and used the bathroom on himself or something. Yeah.
What?
You didn't
That
hear about
happened.
that?
No, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
Google that later.
Yeah, he was out there popping Viagra back to back and passed out or something. Now he for a while he couldn't hold his bodily functions or something like that.
That
But
was,
he did it
it was
rock
Viagra.
hard again.
We are definitely over our limit for adult content for the day.
Rock
So
hard ain't.
I don't know. We're
Man,
gonna
he
move
pooped
on
himself
past
rock
that.
hard. Hey, we got poop in my pants, but hey.
There's a party in my pants. Anyway, I bet it's almost time for the Nikki and Stacey. I'm not the producer, but let's move on.
Going downhill
real quick.
Let y'all go today.
Like this room.
Breaks us out.
And if you're interested in being on our panel, we should have this before the wedding.
We should.
In maybe a
We're
month.
going to get you lined out.
Whatever. Anyway, if y'all interested, hit us up in the comments or in the inbox. Let us know.
We can only take a few people.
Yeah. He's like a bunch of people, but no, we probably got like
two or three.
I think we have four company members over at one time, maybe at the most.
Just let them know that J. Cole has the final say on who comes and who doesn't come. So
yes,
it's not your fault if you don't get invited.
Oh my God, yes. Under the bus.
Right. I'll take it.
Yeah, so we'll gather information and then we'll see how many people we can have and who we can have. We can do it.
We'll do a lottery.
Yeah.
Pull out the hat.
Nice.
Yeah, so we can't get blamed for it.
I'm freezing envelopes.
What is freezing envelope?
It's an old conspiracy.
Oh.
NBA draft a long time ago. Never
Oh, okay. I have to Google it too. I have to look up everything. Let me write a list. Pooping in pants.
Write this Nate, Stacey, and Nikki love list. Let's go.
Frozen envelope. Let's wrap this up. All right. Yeah, did you? Oh, Stacey and Nikki
first.
love me.
Yep. Beat
All
you
right.
to it.
So I will say,
I'm backwards.
for Stacey and Nikki Love, I am all for independent woman. I'm all for the stay-at-home woman. I'm all for whatever works for your household. But don't pass up a good man, because he can't meet the financial expectations of a meme. The person who probably wrote that meme is probably single or in a relationship that they're not happy in. And you have to understand where that stuff is coming from. And 9 times out of 10, if you find somebody who fits perfectly into the mode of a meme, they're probably a horrible person. they're probably going to, it's not going to be the ideal relationship for you. So you've been working all this time. Keep on paying your bills. If you expect somebody to take care of you, you're either going to have to lower your expectations of what kind of lifestyle you want to live and pay off all your bills before you get to them. But at the end of the day, look for love and not somebody who can be your sugar daddy.
I'm going to say this. Brothers, start checking credit scores first. If it's a responsibility for men to make over $100,000 to take care of her, check credit scores. But it's seriously, it's pretty much on the same long lines with her.
Yeah.
It's not fair, I'm lost for words.
Because I would rather get into a relationship with somebody like me and you get into a relationship.
Work towards something.
We build it together.
And then when if the person the man makes over $100,000 get caught cheating or something, she won't have or something. I don't know.
And then you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So start from the bottom, build up if that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
If you find somebody at the top and they are great, then good for you. That's very rare.
Plus, when you work together, it gives y'all something to talk about in the evening.
It does. We talk about the show all the time together.
Yes.
And how we're going to be awesome and amazing. And when the Fifth Column Network blows up and we're on a public station, broadcasting station, I think that's the right way to say it. We'll be there. And we'll all be sipping champagne while J. Cole does this to us.
Wrap it up.
Speaking of which,
wrap it up. All right, we can't wait till next week's show. We are going to do the other half to our show 2 weeks before. Why men can't keep a good woman, because some of y'all raggedy too.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of raggedy dudes out there.
I'm Miss Nikila.
And I'm Mr. Majors.
I want to thank you for joining us this week on Speak On It, where we like to keep it fun, keep it real, and keep it aligned with the Word of God. We will see y'all next week. Peace.